There are four principal assumptions. The first is that things do in fact exist, that there is truth. This permits a trialing of the theory of reality. How could such trial occur if things were not existing to be trialed? If there is reality, then there is real truth. But the real facts are unobservable elemental parts of a larger system. Such atomistic understanding of the world requires we accept the premise that all we observe as existing is both part of a larger system and also composed of smaller systems. When such existence is accepted, and the atomistic nature of reality it implies is understood, we must accept by trial that we discover the efficacy, the certainty, the existence of facts. And with any gradient, there is an ultimate purity, even if it cannot be discerned. This permits a second principle to be understood. If things exist, they must react with each other. Nothing happens without a cause, and every action results in an effect. Cause and effect may be anticipated after undertaking a practice of scientific observation to understand the nature and laws governing every elemental component of the system. However, this does not preclude simultaneous co-arising of cause and effect in the system of continuum. Just as a circle has no beginning or end and has a linear path, there is no discernible beginning or end to a cycle of causation. This permits an understanding of a third principle. Every element has its own nature, its own observable identity. That identity, however, is formed of numerous independent elements and acts as an element in a larger system. This interdependency, therefore, means that any identity is codependent upon the identities it forms and is formed by. And this is defined by the perspective and context of the observation. This permits a fourth principle to be understood. Such continuity of identity forms an interdependent, cohesive reality that is unobservable by an observer who is part of or within the continuum. The observer affects the subject observed and is affected by the subject observed. Yet neither is reality, because it is understood through constructs that are abstracted. Furthermore, the observer is unable to accurately observe these constructs, being affected by what is being observed. However, the use of deduction, induction, and inference, the use of logic, permits those things which cannot be observed to be understood, and the act of trialing can cause the result of these real facts. That there is no discernible reality does not mean that it does not exist, only that it cannot be observed or described accurately.